This is day 4, I believe. We actually missed day 4 yesterday because I was so busy. And the day before that, day 3, we lost the video, unfortunately. I was going to go into more information about what digital affiliate marketing was and how it worked, how to drive leads, etc. Just the big picture. However, unfortunately, we'll have to postpone that because in the meantime, I have since learned some information pertaining to business credit that I believe is good information everybody should have. So, Jonathan Lindsay here, day 4, March 14th, 2023. Let's get started. First of all, business credit is a little different from personal credit. And so let's discuss personal credit. I do want to give the overview of where I'm getting this from. I hired an accounting agency to assist me with multiple different facets of starting up this marketing business and making sure that I have my ducks in a row pertaining to opening up the business, the LLC slash S Corp, the getting all of the government paperwork and the legal paperwork in order, getting the tax preparation in order, things like that. But I had a discussion yesterday during my busy day with a different group at that same accounting firm that deals with corporate credit, business credit, and I learned a lot of information that I just was not aware of, and I'm not sure a lot of people are aware of, and the differences in how business credit works between personal credit and business credit. So that's what I wanted to cover today. So personal credit, as you're probably aware, having no credit personally is oftentimes worse than having bad credit, because bad credit, they will oftentimes, creditors will give you a line of credit. It will just be bad, a bad interest rate with a very low amount of credit limit. But that does give you the opportunity to start building your credit back. Whereas if you have no credit, it's often times without a cosigner very, very difficult to get that credit offered in the first place. Likewise, the personal credit's only reported once a month, once every 30 days. And if you look at your credit report, typically you'll see that for, say, delinquent payments, there's only like a 30-day delinquent and a 60-day delinquent and a 90-day delinquent on the payment notifications. So usually if you're 1 to 2 days late on your payment, it's not the end of the world. Oftentimes they won't even notify the credit reporting agencies that you're delinquent on your payment at all. So it works in your favor to some degree, but don't play fast and loose with that because it's at their discretion. I have not seen, in my personal experience, any companies that will report you as late to the credit agencies if you're 1 to 2 days late, but that doesn't mean that they won't. So I would be careful with that. Don't take that as hard and fast and the gospel truth, so to speak. But likewise, if you are late, or if you, forbid, have something very negative like an eviction on your credit report, oftentimes that will stick around on your credit report for a very long time, many times up to 7 years before it can roll off your credit report. All that is, and your credit report is typically tied to many pieces of information about you, but most specifically your social security number. Those are very important things to keep in mind about how personal credit works. You work on that debt to income ratio. You want to keep the amount of debt that you have, no matter how much available debt you have. You want to keep the amount of actual debt you have low compared to your income. So for instance, if you have, say, $10,000 of available credit limit on your various cards, you want to keep that actual balance, say, $1,000 or less. 10%. Generally, a good marker is you want to be 20% or below. But now you want to be 20% or below on every single card and in total. So if, for instance, in total, say you had two cards and one has, I don't know, $9,000 of it total credit, and you have $100 on there, and the other one has $1,000 total credit, and you have $900 on there. Well, if you look at your total credit utilization, you're still at only 10% because you're still only using 1,000 out of 10,000. However, if you look at the individual card utilization, one of your cards is at $100 out of $9,000, which is what, 1%, a little less, a little over 1%, a little less than 1%, somewhere around it there. The other one will be floating around 90%. So that's definitely going to affect the credit there. So yeah, that I'm not going to spend too much time on the personal credit front, but now you kind of get the picture if you didn't already have an understanding of the personal credit scene. Now, let's move over to the business credit world. Now, business credit is quite a bit different. Getting business credit when you don't already have business credit is still difficult, because if you have no credit, it's still looked upon unfavorably. However, building that credit is much easier than it is personally, and it's much more lucrative and easy to do than it was previously. Or I say previously, than it is in a personal manner. So the longer your business is open, the easier it is to build credit. You can go to your Secretary of State's website and spin up an LLC, or any Secretary of State's website, spin up an LLC, and then the next day go dissolve the LLC. So whether you're spinning up an LLC, an S Corp, C Corp, whatever, those companies can be dissolved very easily. So to show that a company has stuck around for a while does show credibility with the company, and credibility is key. And you can also register the company with many different other companies, like Google, Yahoo, Yellow Pages, 1-800 something or other, and that gets you on the scene and gets data out there about your company, showing that your company is getting registered with these other companies. And the longer that data is out there, the more it gets, I guess you would say, seasoned. And so the better your company looks. Now, there's 3 credit reporting agencies for business credit, just like there are for personal credit, but they're different companies. It's not the same 3 companies, and 2 of them apparently don't really matter. The one that does matter, I don't recall the name off the top of my head. I will look it up and put the link down below in the notes. But referring to that, you can go pay them to try to get your credit started, but that's going to give you only minimal amount of effort moving forward. What's going to help you the most is to go ahead and try to get all those different data points registered with your company at those other companies. Keep your company open for a while, and then when you go and register with them, the credit reporting company for your business credit, and they go investigate you, yes, your business will have no credit, but the credibility of your business will look good, which business credit is not solely based on credit in the traditional sense from a personal credit standpoint. It is based also on the credibility and reliability of that business, showing that they are a legitimate business and that they're sticking around, and they're going to stick around. So these are important things to note. Other things to note are, remember I was talking about the late payments in personal credit. and the reporting once a month, every 30 days, essentially in personal credit. Well, business credit is reported daily. So if you are 1 day late on your business credit payment, it is going to be reported as a late payment. However, you can actually make up for that and help repair your business credit by paying early the next month. So if you're 1 day late 1 month, it'll hurt you. If you're 1 day late 1 day early the next month, it will help you. Now here's where things get a little dicey. When you first start your business, if you don't start building that business credit correctly, then it's very tempting and easy to just go to, say, American Express. I'm just using them as an example, but it can be any company, whatever bank you started your business checking account with, whatever, and say, I want a business credit card. And they're like, sure, yeah, go ahead. And they run it and they'll give you a business credit card. But oftentimes what that does is they run your personal credit along with the business credit, and they see that the business has no credit, so they use your personal credit as part of that qualification for the business credit card. Now that specific line of credit, that specific credit card, is tied to both the EIN for the business and the Social Security number, your SSN, for you personally, which means that you're mixing the business and personal assets there. And that really muddies the water in terms of piercing the corporate veil, legally speaking. But that also screws things up pertaining to trying to build that further credit. It's not going to be the same as if it's purely business credit alone. You really want to try to keep your personal Social Security number out of all of the business entities' credit and financial reports and data, if at all possible, just because it really can muddy the waters and make things difficult to deal with in the future. And the problem there is, as I said, if you're 1 day late on the business credit payment, it will be reported as a late credit payment because it reports daily. Now, because your personal credit does not have a single day late payment notification in there, it only has the 30 days late. If it's 1 day late and it gets reported late on your personal credit because it's both tied to the business and your Social Security number personal credit, if you're 1 day late, you're going to get hit with a 30-day late payment notification on your personal credit, which will damage your personal credit, and it cannot be repaired by paying early the next month like it can with the business. Yeah, you can fix the business stuff, but you won't be able to repair it as easily on the personal side. These are very important things to think about, so you really want to keep those things separate. I'm trying to think of, there was a lot that I learned in that conversation yesterday that I wanted to cover, but those were some of the most important high-level topics. Like I said, keep your business open, register it with other companies, show that you're trying to be a legitimate business, and try to keep any cross-contamination of personal and business credit separate. Whenever you're applying for any business credit, make sure that they're not utilizing any of your personal Social Security information to apply for that business credit, that it is solely business credit. So hopefully this gives everyone a little bit more understanding. Like I said, I'm going to put a few links down below in the notes for this video about some places you can go for some more information and some of those businesses and the credit reporting agency. So I'll see y'all again tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow. Have a great one. Bye.